Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. This is the 6th edition of My Teacher Wears Slippers. Hi! Well, I'm not wearing slippers again today because I wanted to start outside again. I told you last week that I'd review a little bit and see if you were able to plant any seeds. Did you? I want to show you what I received in the mail as a little gift. Remember how I am planting a lot of food? But look, now I have seeds to plant flowers. These are marigolds, petunias. Oh, I can't wait. But they're so tiny. A lot of you may not know, but you've seen this. Do you know what that is? Yeah, that's a seed too. We eat these. See, some seeds don't have to always come in these seed packets. We actually enjoy these, and these are sunflower seeds. So if you're able, now let me give you a warning. Do not go and eat a flower. These seeds do come from sunflowers, but we have to treat them first. So make sure before you eat seeds, you talk to your family and know that you have to do special things like roast them, put some flavoring like salt on them. So these are also seeds that we enjoy and eat. So let's get to my plants that I've grown that have gone from seedlings to plants. I don't have any flowers yet, but they're coming. That's what I love about plants is as we watch them grow, we can measure them and see how tall or how long they grow. In fact, that's what we're doing this week. This week, we're going to measure things. And just like scientists, we're going to study plants. And we also get to study this week space. We're going to be special scientists. We call those astronauts. Astronauts are scientists that study space and they fly. Ooh, it's one of my favorite weeks in kindergarten. Well, I have a lot of favorites, but this one is really special because if you remember in the beginning of the school year, I want to be an astronaut. Would you like to go up in space? Would you like to fly? Me too. Okay, let's go ahead and learn how to measure. Now, some of you have seen something like this. Oh, let me turn that around because if I look, this is one side, and these are called centimeters. But here in the United States, we do not use this as much as we use this. In the United States, we use this, and this is called inches. 1, 2, and it goes all the way to 12. This is called a 12-inch or a 1-foot ruler. So we can use this to measure. How many of you have seen this? Yep, that's a measuring tape. We can use this to measure. It looks very similar. Do you see my numbers? Do I have that upside down? It's one of those days. Let's do this. There we go. Yeah, it looks similar, doesn't it? Not the same, but very similar. And it measures by inches. But in kindergarten, we learn how to measure with different things. This week, I want you to use your measuring tools like a pencil or maybe a glue stick. How about a crayon? What about sunflower seeds? And you can measure all around your house. How long is the table? How tall is your trash can? Wait, how long is your bed? Go ahead and put a pencil down and you can learn to measure yourself. So, let's go ahead and get started to Science Week. I can't wait. Let's get inside. Hi, welcome back. Let me fix this screen a little bit. So, we are back in my house ready to learn about being an astronaut and going in space. It's my favorite week because we get to go to astronaut camp. And I'm going to show your parents some ways that they can help you. We have some fun videos. I hope you received my packet. It looks like this right here. Has some fun things. So if you got that envelope or you're waiting for it, do not worry, it's coming. So let me get started on the envelope. Inside, you're going to have a packet that looks like this. It has a lot of activities for you to do during the week. You can space it out. Or you can do it all at once if you want, but that's a lot of information for kindergarten. So I suggest that you read a little, do a little activity, do a little bit of learning video, do one of my astronaut training skills, go back to a learning video, a story, and then have fun on your own, exploring and learning on your own what you want to know. I really highly suggest find out, what do you want to know about space? Listen and tell your family. Think about it. And parents, listen and maybe write down what they want to explore, what questions they have that they need answers to. And this is your time to really spend exploring and learning about space. So let me help you. The first thing that we're going to do is just read over this space right here poem. It has rhyming words, and we want to recognize the rhyming words, so you're going to listen to your family read it, and then down below it has some sight words that you can find. You may color, and then you may draw, what do you think space looks like? This gets our brain thinking. And then you can start talking about, what do you know about space? What do you want to know? All right, so this gets us going. Since it's Monday when you first start, but if you don't have your packet, you can just write your numbers because we want to know how to count. It's very important. If you are going to be an astronaut, you need to really practice math and science and writing. Those three things. So let me help you with that. If you have this by Monday, you may go ahead and get started on this fun activity right here. I already cut it out. So remember, you need those scissors that I gave you that last day of school. Go ahead and cut and put your picture first before you cut. What do you think you have to do to that picture? You said color. You're smart. You want to color and then go ahead and cut. Let me show you where you glue. Do you still have that glue stick I gave you in March? I hope so. You're going to glue this in the right order, starting with 11, 12, 13, good, 14, say it with me, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, you got it. Always write your name on top because we're practicing that. We don't want anyone to lose our paper. We want to make sure when we turn in our projects that people know it's our great work. So write your name on top in your best handwriting. Once you're finished with Math Monday, you may go ahead and if you want to continue through this, there's some fun stuff, but I'll just go overhead and review. That's it for Monday for right now. On Tuesday, you may go ahead and label the different areas, and we'll talk about these. We have the words down here. You get to cut and label. Take a look at all those wonderful things there. How fun. After that, on Wednesday, I'd like you to jump to labeling an astronaut. By Wednesday, you should know all of this because we get to do some fun videos and find out what astronauts need in space. And I have some pictures here. If you look, I have a picture here and a picture here. Astronauts are people that study space and they need special equipment. These are space suits. Which one do you think is real? Oh! Oops. That happens in the classroom too sometimes. Which one do you think is real? Yeah, I think so too. This is a real photograph of an actual spacesuit. This is a diagram that will help us, but it looks very similar to the diagram you have in your book. So I have this up here because I wanted to make sure that you saw, and it has all the labels. So you're going to go ahead and I'm going to read these for you. Helmet, boots, visor, that keeps making sure that they have the oxygen in their suit so they can breathe. gloves, oxygen, that's the tank right here, and then spacesuit is the whole thing. And you'll see the little area right here. On Thursday, you get to write and practice those numbers again and put those in order, 1 through 20. Now, the last one that I'd like you to do as we're going through is our outer space book. Do you see how I colored that? Color your cover, and your family can read it with you, or if you're ready, you can try reading it by yourself. These have, the title of the book is Outer Space. Let me go ahead and show you what I want you to do on the cover. Do you know what I'm doing right now? What am I missing? You know, don't you? I always go slow and steady because I want to make sure that I do my best. There we go. I'm ready. You may do this where you do 1 page a day, or you may go ahead on Thursday and you may do all the pages. But remember, go slow with your coloring. Take a look. The first page. I am with my friend. How many words in that sentence? How many words in that sentence? How many words in that sentence? I can't wait for you. We're just doing a picture walk, aren't we? I'm going to go through and make sure how many words in that sentence. Can you predict what we're reading about? Yeah. What do you think the detail is in this one? And my last page. Where am I? I'm going to sound out this last word just because this one is tricky. Oo, n. What do you think? You're right. Oo, n. Moon. Good job. So, this is all for you this week in your packet. Once you get it, you may start. If you do not get it right away, don't panic. You know that Monday is Math Monday. So, let me give you things that you do have at home that you can start with before you do all this. Because, Friday is the fun stuff. If you're wondering inside your packet, Mrs. Saba, I have a straw and some kind of little tool that looks like a cut dropper. That's what it is. It's a little science dropper that I've cut in at the half practically, and then I'm going to put my straw inside the dropper, and I'm going to save it till Friday. Now, some of you may do it right away when you get it. That's okay too. But normally we do this on Friday, and we get to do a little fun rocket experiment. How high will your rocket fly? So, I'm going to get to that in a moment. Let me show you what you can do while you're waiting for all of the materials that will come to you in the mail. Always, as you're finishing with your packet, or if you're getting started after your morning work, writing your full name and writing maybe today is, then you get on and you can do a little starfall. We have starfall this week, always number 1, calendar. Number 2, you may go to Zach the Rat, and you may now go all the way to 6, 7, 8, or all the way. You can keep going in the summer if you need to. But go through the long vowels, work on that, go to the games on the side, and then maybe watch a video. Now, a lot of you, if you want to review last week, you may go to the garden right here, the garden shop. And since we're doing planets, I suggest maybe go to the Earth Day, since that's the planet we live on. So you can visit those this week. Now, as we're going through, we talked about measuring. So it's Math Monday, and you get to go into geometry and measurement. Watch. We're going to go here, go into that measurement right down there. It's the yellow one all the way down below. And today, you get to go to the measuring. Now, remember this. Do you see mine? Some of the areas are not highlighted. It's because I don't have my access code. If you are looking at this screen, get the access code. Text me and I will get that for you. Because that means you can only measure and weigh. But you can't do all the other fun stuff with the shapes. And I have a free access code for you for a full year. Okay, enough of this. We'll get moving on. And let me show you where you're going to find a book. In Talking Library, right here, you're going to learn a real story about an astronaut in nonfiction. And you're going to go up here to Reach for the Stars. It's a great story about an astronaut. We're just going to listen. Gives us all that higher level thinking. It's a little bit above our reading level, but that's good because we're comprehending the story. That's what we want to do. Now, after we're done with that, we get to go to a fun fiction. So we go to fiction. And this week, and remember, we don't have to do all of this at once, parents. We just kind of sprinkle it throughout the week. We get to go to this book that's not highlighted here, and I can't see it without my glasses. Okay, there we go. Why the Sun and the Moon Live in the Sky. So you're going to want to go there, and it's a nice fable explaining why the sun and the moon are in the sky. Before, we had people that could really investigate and use science to give us the reasons about the stars and the moon and explore the moon. They had to make up what they thought. So this is a fable from long, long, long ago, why the stars and the moon are up in the sky. So that is on Starfall this week. Measure under geometry and measurement. Read your books and listen. Investigate. Go to Zach the Rat and get into all of those other books. If you are someone that needs to review, you may go to the alphabet and keep going on those sounds. Keep reviewing. Remember, just because it's here, we may go here, so we have to keep practicing. So that's your work all the way through. If you are finished and you want to just have some fun, some of you are ready to turn it up, you may go over here to more phonics in the school bus, or I may do a review in alphabets. Some of you may need to do a review for numbers, and some of you are ready to turn it up and maybe go to Hippo Math and go to that first grade. So that's it for Starfall. If you want to explore on Clever and use your QR code, check. Go always to the Orange Man. That's a fun thing to do maybe Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. If you're not going here, you may do that too. That is open to you for Imagine Math. Now, let me go ahead and get started on Friday. This is what we're all waiting for. We want to make this guy. So I'm going to cut them out. Now, parents, I need you students to go get your family because they may need to help you with this, and I want to explain it before you start cutting this out. Are your parents here? Go get them. All right. Parents, please watch your child when they use this with this, and I'll explain why. In kindergarten, we don't realize how hard it is to cut until you sit with a 5-year-old and you teach them how to use these. It is a skill that they develop throughout the year. Some students are still working on it. So please, some of you will want to cut off your wings of your rocket. You need those. So if they're cut, we've learned in this class, it's okay. We can tape them. So I'm letting you know right now, it is very common for them to want to cut it. But watch, this is why I show them how to cut. I want to give you a sample. I'm going to cut first here. Remember, I cut in and stop. So I'm going to cut, get my hand my arm tucked in, my finger, and my finger's in there. Thumb goes in the little hole. And I cut on the diagonal. And I cut, 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 and I even say it out loud, stop. Am I good? Yeah, I need to keep cutting. Cut, 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 stop. There we go. Now I go to the other side. Cut, 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 stop. I've got that down. Now I'm ready to cut across. Get my fingers in, turn the paper, and I cut, 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 and then look at that, it's just barely dangling. I've learned that I can cut or I can go through. I'm going to start down there. Then I'm going to go to the top. Now they may start at the top too, but I want to make sure to try to save these. Be careful. I'm going to cut, 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 and stop. They're going to want to sometimes cut here because there's no dotted lines. This is where we're getting to first grade cutting. In first grade, they won't have a lot of dotted lines, so we're practicing. Cut, 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 and stop. Now I've got this, and I'm ready to cut my diagonals. So, as I go through, I cut, 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 and I cut, cut, cut. Now, as I'm cutting this, I'm thinking to myself, oh no, I just jumped ahead. Do you know what I forgot to do first? You're right, I forgot to color. On our rocket ships, I like to let the kids use markers. It's the end of the year, and it's one of those fun treats. We don't use markers very often, but I let them use markers on this so it's nice and vibrant. But if you do crayons, that's fine. It's just, boy, be careful. You're going to need to use an art mat when you do markers or crayons if you've already cut. I like to do coloring first before I cut because then I get rid of all of that. And then it shows what not to cut. So they kind of know that's colored. So make sure color, cut, and now let's get to how to make this rocket fly. So much fun. Here we go. I'm going to go ahead. Let me finish this. Cut, 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 cut. Cut, 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 cut. Okay, I've got my rocket. I have my bulb with my straw. I'm going to take my bulb out. And parents, I think I lost my tape. You want either masking tape or Scotch tape. You're going to tape this on the back. Do you see the bulb? I'm going to put a strip of tape right across here. And if you have to tape the wings, it's okay. I've done it many times in kindergarten. You're going to tape that on the back. Make sure the hole is at the bottom. And I'm going to come back because I have to go get my tape. I think I left it in the other room. All right. I went ahead and just did a little bit of marker coloring with my rocket. And I picked up a little piece of tape and put it on the bulb. I'm going to take it to the back. I'm going to tape it right in the back. Let me show you. Now, it's okay if you have to fold it over the wings. Looks like that in the front. In the back, it has the nice little bulb with the opening in the back. And it's just using masking tape or gift wrap tape. Take my straw, put that inside, and this is the fun part. How do you think this rocket is going to fly? Now, this week in the learning videos, we get to learn a lot about rockets, and I have a lot of books to share with you. So I want you to kind of do that before you explore this, because we're going to talk about it, and we're going to ask ourselves, how can I make this fly? You guys are right. Different things move by different energy or force. This, we're going to use wind. It's going to push and thrust this up. Lighter wind, maybe this measurement of high. It would go this high. A lot of wind, what do you think? Yeah, it would really thrust up really high. So let's take a look. I'm going to go ahead. Ready? Give me a countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Whoa! Did you see that? Let me try it even more. Give it a really good blow. Whoa! It hit my computer. It's all the way over there. So have fun with that on Friday. Let me go ahead and get to my learning videos. This week we have a lot of learning videos. Go get your parents. Are they still with you? Okay, good. Let's go ahead and get started. This week for learning videos, because there's so much fun stuff on there for science and astronauts. This week, freeze it. It says, story time from space. This is where an astronaut in space is reading a book and we get to see it. And the book is If I Were an Astronaut. The rest show us what it's like for astronauts in the International Space Station. That's actually a place they live for months. And they stay up there, and that's where they grow seeds, they do different experiments, and they'll talk a lot about it here. So freeze it and take a look at it. This one's a lot of fun if you want to see them making pizza or possibly washing their hair or doing different things that we do every day. It will show them how. Now, I want you to also take a look right here because I have a lot of books. Do you see all those wonderful books? These are books that I love to share with you. Roaring Rockets. I want to be an astronaut and living in space. I am a star, and my favorite star, the sun, is kind of a big deal. A place for Pluto. Shoot for the moon, Snoopy. So, look for those on YouTube. A lot of people have done nice videos of all of those books so you can listen. Another one, this is one of my favorites. I want you listening to it every day. You'll learn so much. Freeze it. It's called Outer Space Storybots. Right here. This is what you can do at home to be an astronaut, and I want to talk a little bit about this. Look outside every day and every night and take a look. See what has changed in the sky. Also, another one is, are we there yet? Nat Geo Kids Season 1, Episode 2. It's about NASA, USA. You get to go to Florida and see what it's like to prepare to be an astronaut. This right here is your training. In class, we did different things so we could prepare to be an astronaut. We were able to do spinning training because here they do spinning in a special machine. I have everyone go around and try to spin as fast as you can and see what it's like. After that, you can prepare by jumping training. Jump as high as you can. Do it for a minute. See if you can do it. Try it first for 10 seconds or try it for a second, 10 seconds, and then maybe 30 seconds. See if you can do it for a minute. Wow, that would be hard. So, next one is going ahead, and this is one of my favorites right here, riding in space. I want you to find a chair like this one. I want you to get a piece of paper. This is the letter I gave you. I'm going to turn it over so I have paper. and I'm going to tape it under my chair. I'm going to put it right here. I'm going to tape it. Then I'm going to get a writing utensil, a marker, and I'm going to climb under, go under, and I'm going to write like an astronaut in space. It teaches me what it's like to write without gravity. So go under your chair and try to write your name. Try to draw a picture. It's a lot of fun to see what it looks like. Talk a little bit at home how you can eat like an astronaut. In class, I'll bring astronaut food. But you know what? We have astronaut food at home. In one of the videos you learn they like to eat bananas. They like to eat applesauce, but they put a straw in it. And they have to suck it out through a special container because if not, the applesauce will go all over and float all over their room. Do you want applesauce floating in the sky? No. So we could take a straw and try to suck the applesauce out. That's a fun way to eat like an astronaut. It worked. Another one is astronauts eat a lot of food. It's what we call dehydrated. It means you need to add water to it and it activates the food. A lot of it is hot water, like this. Do you know what this is? Yeah, it's top ramen. They eat things like this. Now, I don't know if they take top ramen, but they eat food that's dehydrated. They add water to it. You watch it expand, and then they can eat it. So, if you have this at home, or you have something like this, you're eating like an astronaut. Yeah, you definitely want water. So, have fun this week. I can't wait to see your pictures. Have fun with your family. Learn what it's like to be an astronaut. Make sure you explore through Starfall. Keep doing your math and your science because that's what astronauts do. They are good scientists and they need to know how to do math, science, and write. Make sure that you try to do all your training, jump high, make sure that you spin and see, and make sure and watch this one video. Oh, you're going to love it. This one right here. Are we there yet? Right here, USA, NASA. It'll show you all the different training that they have to do, and it's the kids. Make sure that you do all these videos. Pause that. And really, my favorite one is this one. Go to the outer space storybots. You're going to learn all about the planets. Have a great week. I miss you. And know that you are ready to blast off for first grade. Mwah. Goodbye.